Hello, thanks for watching. Thanks for the replay viewer. Sorry about yesterday. Yesterday I couldn't do it because I was caught up my tasks like the story writing, not story writing, like script writing for my videos. I had to finish last night, so that's why I couldn't do it. And then I didn't do this morning for scope to Japan either. I thought I have a fever or something because I felt really cold, but that was my imagination. It wasn't sick. That's a good thing. So I thought I got sick this morning, but I didn't get sick. Let me see. I'm going to log in from my Japanese account. Hi, good evening. I just logged in from my Japanese channel, SnowSugar. So this week's topic is what's your avatar? Konbanwa. That's right. Konnichiwa wa mean or something like that. What's going on here? There's a lot of snow in Japan, right? Everybody's talking about me. Everybody's like scoping about snowing and all over, like Tokyo, Yokohama, and Joetsu. Hokkaido is always snow in the summertime. My hometown is very cold. Everybody's so excited about snow. Snow is interesting, I would say. Yeah, lots of features scope in Japan because everybody's scoping about snow. I think Nice Guy was doing really nice and snowing like scenery because probably right before, no, right after the snow started, it's always beautiful. Because if after the next day or 24 hours later, it's not fun. But I was wondered how he scoped because even though I used the gimbals like a battery for iPhone to scope it for the marathon time, I think it couldn't hold up hour and maybe hold up 2 hours, but it normally holding 12 hours. Yeah, oh really? I see. Because his scene was very nice, like snowing was very nice. Like it's almost like Japanese ink painting. He's a ninja. Maybe that's the proper way to describe it because he knows a lot of right? Tricks. That's right. Yeah, his camera is always steady and always capturing like a nice scene, and looks like he had a plan, but it's like maybe he has good fortune. He's a nice guy. That's why, right? Okay, this week is what is your avatar? Oh, maybe I should check that out. I'm not sure I'm following him. Yes, indeed, right? I learned avatar means target customer for the internet business. I thought avatar is like a graphic image for like your icon, but internet business term, when someone call what's your avatar means what's your target customer or what's your persona. There's a lot of terminology for the marketing. People started to get confused. Like SEO was like kind of must know word, but people sometimes keep asking me what is SEO? Search engine optimization. But if we use the word SEO or search engine optimization, and people think that very difficult or very like kind of like technological type of things, but SEO is just keyword. It's just the word you're using to describe your product or services. For instance, if you want to search snow sugar video, you might type it in snow or sugar, but if comes up like actual snow or sugar, you cannot find the snow sugar easily. So maybe next word, maybe you can put in video, or if you watch scope, then you remember me as an Asian or as a Japanese, and maybe you're gonna use that kind of keyword. That is SEO. So avatar is target customer, but in your life, maybe who do you want make happy? Sugar white powder. Right, I know. I know that because someone told me, like when I came to United States, I used the email address is no sugar. Then someone told me, oh, snow means cocaine, sugar means cocaine. Are you a cocaine dealer? But I don't. Don't email me too about the white powder. Sweet stuff, yes. But a white powder, not eating from the mouth, right? This week is fourth week, and the original topic was what do you want to make happy? Who do you want to make? Not what. Who do you want to make happy? That's the keyword, but that's a little long to type it in this like a banner. That's why I use a different word. What is your avatar? But originally, who do you want to make happy? So who do you want to make happy? If you're really humble and modest, maybe you don't say you wanted to make yourself happy first. You are the #1 super fan right now. Make your clients happy. Oh wow, that's very good business owner or good employee or good company. Yeah, make clients happy. That's the way. That's a great way to thinking about, and when you do the marketing, and people sometimes thinking marketing is there like pushing people to buy something. That's not true. Marketing is like finding a person who is looking for either your product or services. So that means they have a problem or great pain point to solve. So you have a solution, then you're gonna find someone who's looking for our solution. That's the marketing, not you're pushing someone to buy something. So that's why I use the ikigai or life terminology to, example to who do you want to make happy instead of what's your target customer or who is your client. If I say that, and some people misunderstand, right? So I know this slide is going to be really like a marketing type of data, but I love numbers, I love data. In United States, it was so easy to find this type of data, but I was trying to find something similar in Japan. That was so hard. This is the data for American. I'm not sure the Canadian is the same same way to categorize a generation. So there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 generations to describe for targeting each, like a marketing purpose. I'm not sure. I'm not your Generation Z. So you may be a millennials and Generation X and baby boomers and what's the other one? Silent generation and greatest generation. Actually, I don't know these two. There used to be baby boomer was the biggest generation, but now is the millennials. Millennials is the most, I think the biggest generation in United States. 79.4 million. That's more than baby boomers. Now I think the millennials are working, right? Yeah, baby boomers are a good name. But a Generation X or Z is not something interesting, right? Especially silent generation. Silent generation is kind of sad generation name. So that's the how you can target the customer. But in your family, I was talking about family, because most of the time if you want you know want to make your family happy, right? Superheroes, yeah, X-Men. That's right. Where's the Y though? With Generation Y? Where is the Generation Y? Maybe in between? I don't know. So I was talking about generation in your family. It maybe baby boomer is grandma and grandpa. I guess so. And then hold on a second. Generation X can be parents. Right, I think can be parents, right? Parents, Generation X, then kids would be millennials, and the grandson would be Generation X. So each generation has a different characters. So this is the one thing I just found really close to the American one, and that's Japanese. But they categorize not same as United States. And the naming generation is everybody's kind of doing different way, and not really nice name anyway. So one of them called the bubble generation because the bubble economy. I'm about family, or you 1950 to 1960. Just not. That's really bad name. Anyway, so that's how they categorize, and this is Japanese. The chart I found, but the blue part is very big, but that age range is so wide, like a 15 years old to 52 years old. So of course that range should be high number. I know Japan is 30% of the population is over 55 or over 60. It's getting, they started to have, oh, what do you call that? Insufficient labor. They because of the generation is not a generation, and because of the population is getting decreased. What do you call that? Decrease in population? Depopulation? I forgot. This is Japanese 4 generation they describe in one word. I thought this is interesting and also looks kind of cute, like animation. Even even like 50 years old looks like a very baby face. Like a top right it would be 30s or 40s. Top left would be 50 or 60s, but faces all look same, right? Don't you think? So this is their describing about the company. The orange letters say bubble generation, so that means how when he's born. He's born I think 1970s. Then team leader is the top right, and that's the only woman, and she's a team leader in her generation called Lost Generation. I don't know what that means. And the bottom part is very new because I don't live in Japan. I don't know those two generations. The right one is the green letter, and that's the freshman, like a new employees. Lost generation, right? Do you think it's pretty cool? Really? I don't know. Satori Sedai. What does that mean, Satori Sedai? Um, I don't know anything. I just heard Satori Sedai, and while I was preparing this one. Then Yutori Sedai I know because Yutori Sedai means like very so much like spare time because the Japanese school system has been changed during their students. Their um, oh, so because Japanese school system has been changed, not the how can I say it, competitive way to studying each other. It's like a very how can I describe it? It's not Sparta anymore. It's like a very not a Montessori. It's I don't know. The education system has been changed. That's why they called Yutori Sedai. Hi, Mami-san. Do you know the Yutori Sedai? And I've never heard of the Satori Sedai. Can you explain what's the Satori Sedai? こんばんママミンじゃなくて何でしたっけ Oh, that's right. Japan is morning. Good morning. Are you gonna go to school? Yeah, you're laughing. こんばんみみ。こんばんまみみんだね。Mimi, that's right. Right. Mimi is like ear, right? Probably she's typing. Yeah, it's hard, like, answering someone's question, like, by typing to answer because speaking is much easier and, Scorpio tend to ask so many things while they're typing. I always experience. I try to explain, but I mistyped and erase it. Then I type it again. Then they change the conversation or changing the subject. Then I was kind of too late to reply their answer. So anyway, I don't know much about Satori Sedai, but there's a 4 generation if you work for the corporation or the company. So they need to find a way to communicate each other. But even in United States, there's a big gap. That's right. Yeah, very interesting theme. Yeah, what if it's a family? It's like a bubble generation would be your father, and if your mother is very young, maybe the last generation is would be your mother. I don't know. Because most of the parents is like having hard time to communicate their kids because there's so much. Even though the age range is now, his parents is getting older because they have a much gap because they're not getting married like 20s or early 30s anymore. Like especially the New York City, um, people marry like a 40 or having kids is really late age. So that means there's a very like wide generation gap. When the kids get teenager or adult should be okay. Teenager and they have so much problem to communicate each other. What do you mean by the family? Because I'm talking about the company wise and also the family wise. Because if this is a company, because the bubble generation would be the like a vice president, then lost generation employee would be um, team leader. Because I wanted to talk about your private life as well, because not many people is watching my scope as only for the marketing purpose or the working environment, because some of them and stay home mom or not have a job and not going to the work. So that's why I don't want to talk about it, like 100% for the company. So family, even your family, is like there's a generation gap. It's because I wanted to talk about the communication. So company also definitely having a lot of problem between two generation, because the baby boomer or bubble generation, they didn't have a computer when they're kids, right? So they use lots of paper and typewriter. But now that's these like two new generation, they've been using computer when they're little. So even their baby, parents gave them iPhone or phone to play with it. So that's the so much gap in between parents and the kids, and also the employee, like a team leader and new employee. It's pretty much the same. But I always have a generation gap. So, but they try to fill, right? Oh, you got it? Okay. That's why, like for our interns is when they're sick or when they're late, they don't email me or they don't call me anymore, because used to be people are calling to the boss to get the permission. They're going to take a take a day off because they're sick. But now most of the intern is texting me. They don't call for the sick day to get take a day off for the permission. They said I just like a kind of one way, like a deliver like a message. I can't come. I'm sick. I can't work today. But in Japan, my generation, when I was in, after the college, they always call the boss. I'm sorry, I'm sick. Can I take a day break? Can I take a day off? If they say no, you have to come. So that case, we have to go. We have to come. even though we are sick, right? Pretend to cough, right? You have to change the background noises, right? But these days, is the generation has been changed because they always do the one way, like a delivery message like this. Because I'm the one is talking most of the time, then I don't have to listen to, I don't have to answer everybody's comments if I don't want to. But it used to be like a two-way conversation. So if you in the boss say something and employee or new employees like saying something, but they don't have to talk back. But that everybody thought that that's the communication, because communication would be the catchball, right? But these days, all the communication is changed, like a one way. Then response will be later. So if I deliver the YouTube video, like uploading on YouTube, people get inspired, then commenting like a week later or a year later, that's also the communication, don't you think? Thanks for lots of the heart. So that means you agree with me, right? That's the communication too, because heart is like responding my opinions. Thank you so much. So today's Japanese puchi puchi lesson, like a so small lesson, just two words. Segment. Right, segment is English, and I couldn't find this 100% matching Japanese word. They use this English language, I think. They call segment, right? Mami-san, do you use Japanese word to describe this segment? Both of them type in heart, so that means yes. Okay. So if I translating in Japanese, this is the close to the explanation of the segment. 短い単位に区別する. But that's longer, right? When you say segment, 短い単位に区別する. It's a kind of explanation. So segment would be easier. But if you don't know the segment meaning, it's hard to communicate with someone who doesn't know anything about this word. That's also another communication. The second word is generation. When we say generation, we normally think that 時代. But in this case, generation means 世代. Generation is also the kind of like a certain period of the year, not the 1 year or 2 years, just like normally like a 10 or 15 years, I think, or even 20. But when I saw this segment, that's right. Oh yeah, great, 世代. So you're gonna say baby boomer 世代. But I think Japanese don't say baby boomer 世代. They, what do you call it? Hold on a second. They called 弾根世代. I think they have another one too, 弾根世代. And one more, but I forgot. They don't specify the sum of, I don't know the 焼け跡世代. X generation gap. Yeah, generation gap. There's a lot of generation gap. Even when I worked for the first company, there's a much generation gap, and I don't think we use the computer though. I already know the computer knowledge, but no one used the computer. I think I had a computer at home, but at the office, we didn't use computer. Because most of the people couldn't type. Now, many people even Japanese people can type fast enough, but by the time I had a computer and people don't know how to type. But US, even 80 years old women and 90 years old women, they know how to type. But I notice why they know how to type, because we can't read their handwriting. So typing would be much better. When you live in Japan and you never experience to, that someone's handwriting is harder to read, but over here, 80% or maybe 95%, it's harder to read. I'm not sure the Canadian situation. Chicken scratch. Yeah, that's right. Or doodle, right? Doodle. That's why, everybody's typed. Otherwise, most of the letter cannot be delivered. Okay, I have a, as you see, you guys already know, and I have two channels in both Japanese and English. Yeah, that's right. Doodle is like, yeah, I know. Doodle is like rakugaki. Chicken scratch is like a tori no ashiato. I think the chicken scratch is like more like a katakana, don't you think? Japanese katakana is chicken scratch. That's most of the Americans say. Oh, I don't understand. I don't understand. Katakana looks like a chicken scratch. I don't remember which era, but katakana was used for telegram long time ago. And telegram was very expensive. You hate katakana. Yeah, most of the foreigners hate katakana. Because it doesn't have a behind meaning, and kanji or hiragana is kind of like a drawing, and each letter has a meaning. It's like a story, right? If you hear the story, you could remember. Okay, this is today's quote. I already share in Japanese scope. I like the first sentence. That's why I picked this. Knowing a person is like music. What attracts us to them is their melody, and as we get to know who they are, we learn their lyrics. I think this is really nice, because this quote saying people is like music, because everybody has a different type of melody and lyrics. So then I thought like this lyrics would like a life story, and melody would be their character. Like if you are like a punk rock, maybe you can tell what kind of person it is, right? What kind of melody do you play? Um, like sort of like a Mario Brothers. Do you play some instruments? Gaming music is very interesting, right? Oh, you used to play guitar? Oh wow. Yeah. Metallica. You're a punk rock guy, right? I used to play drums. It's kind of like a rock and roll. But sometimes I had to play hard rock as well. I never learned jazz. Mami-chan, do you play anything? Why don't you do guitar scope? Then I can watch. You don't have to show your face. Metallica was very big. Where are they now? Still big. Okay. Oh wow, the Mami-chan is playing guitar too. And piano is nice. I love the sound of piano. Whenever I make the video and when I pick the music, I've never noticed, but I tend to pick the piano music. Maybe you guys are playing together using scope. But there's a delay. It'll be hard to play same music same time. But 2 weeks ago, when what's the name of the UK band? Cranberries. When the vocal of the Cranberry passed away, and some of the scoper took a day off, then playing guitar, I think, her music, then singing a song. There's a lot of talented scoper playing piano, and there's a few drummers, but not so many viewers. But I watched the playing drums. There's a Japanese young girl, maybe now is teenager, and she is a very good drummer. I found out through YouTube. Her last name is same as mine, Sato. Then first name is Kanade. Kanade means like a kind of like music, playing music, because she's born to be a drummer. Her father is drummer, and she's been playing drums since she was 2 years old. I wish I could play like her, and she is very good. I enjoy watching her playing drums. Now she's working as a professional and doing the touring. But having drum set at home is so difficult. I couldn't have the drum set at home, so that's the hardest part. Can practice every day. Yes. Why don't you search? Maybe I can share through the Twitter, and she is amazingly powerful playing drummer. I think she can play Metallica as well. She's really powerful. Yeah, definitely. So still snowing in Osaka too, Mami-san? I think Keizo-san was scoping about Sakai City and snowing. Oh, yes? Oh, okay. Yeah, please be careful and watch your step, because don't, how can I say? Kind of pay attention to the step, and you got to hate. Don't hate snow. Snow is kind of purify your, air and other stuff like negative energy. So that's why it's snowing. So snow is going to make you better and positive energy. And snow is part of my company name, so don't hate them. Thank you so much for joining. And Osaka is no snow. Oh, okay. It's already melted. Yeah, after the melting snow, it would be nasty because color-wise is very kind of like mad mudslide, something like that. Yeah, that's right. So shoveling snow would be really tough because my hometown is like my parents' house is like only one. There's no neighbor. If the rain, not rain, and snowing started, and we are the one need to shoveling all the road, otherwise can survive. Mostly my mother is doing. I feel sorry for her because she's the one always go there and do all the stuff. Okay, I think I'm not sure I can do tomorrow night because I have a workshop tomorrow. But I think I could do English. Yeah, that's right. I have to thank her every time it's snowing. That's why she has a lot of muscle from the snow, I think. Yeah, Japan is it's going to be it's almost 8, so it's Japan is going to be 10, right? Okay, it's dinner time. Thank you so much for coming, and maybe if I'm not feeling sick, I don't think I would, I would just I feel that sick, but it wasn't sick, so that was my just imagination. So if I get up early tomorrow morning, I'll do Japanese scope, and I don't think I can do English scope tomorrow night because of the workshop. But see you on Friday. Have a nice evening here, and have a nice day in Japan. ありがとう。また来てね。ピース。